This is the Business Blackbook, where billion-dollar empires are built and collapse. You are already using AI every single day, and you trust it. But what if the very tool you trust to help you is the same tool being used to fool you? Not by making something look fake, but by making something act real. This is not science fiction. This is 2026. Let us open the Black Book. The word artificial intelligence has been so overused, so stretched, so slapped onto every product imaginable, that most people stopped paying attention to what it actually means. AI toasters, AI water bottles, AI everything. But here is the thing. Behind all that noise, something genuinely important was quietly being built, and it did not get enough attention because it was hidden behind the buzzword. That something is called an AI agent. Now, before your eyes glaze over, stay with me, because this distinction is going to change how you think about technology, money, trust, and your own safety. You have used a chatbot before, maybe ChatGPT, maybe Gemini, maybe something similar. You type a question. It gives you an answer. You ask again. It responds again. That is the complete cycle. It reacts to you. It waits for you. It does nothing unless you speak first. It is reactive by nature. An AI agent is something entirely different. An AI agent does not wait for you. It acts for you. It can browse the internet on your behalf. It can click buttons, fill out forms, read your email, check your calendar, compare prices across dozens of websites, make purchases, book appointments, and all of this, while continuously learning from each action it takes, improving how it achieves the goal you gave it. Think of it this way. A chatbot is like texting a very smart friend for advice. You ask, they answer, end of story. An AI agent is like hiring a personal assistant who actually goes out, does the work, makes the calls, and reports back without you lifting a finger. Now on the surface, that sounds incredible, and it is. But convenience always has a shadow side. And that shadow side is what we are going to decode today. Because the same qualities that make AI agents useful, autonomy, access, memory, persistence, are the exact same qualities that make them dangerous when someone points them in the wrong direction. Let us first understand how quickly this technology is spreading, because the scale matters. McKinsey has already deployed over 25,000 AI agents internally across their own organization. OpenAI launched a full enterprise platform specifically for managing AI agents across large company systems. Anthropic entered major partnerships with global enterprises to embed agentic AI into how businesses actually operate. And it is not just corporations. There is now an open source project called OpenClaw, an AI assistant you run directly on your personal computer, connected to your email, your calendar, your browser, your files. It does not need an app open on your screen. It simply runs, acts, and works, all in the background while you live your life. The creator of OpenClaw has now joined OpenAI, which signals one very clear thing. These tools are about to become dramatically more user-friendly, not just for software engineers, but for everyday people, meaning most of us will be using something like this very soon. Now here is where we need to slow down and think clearly, because when you give something autonomy and access, you are also giving it the ability to do damage faster than any human ever could. OpenAI's own head of security has publicly acknowledged that a technique called prompt injection, which is when an attacker secretly plants instructions inside content that an AI agent reads, remains an unsolved security problem. Let that sink in for a moment. The companies building these agents admit they cannot fully protect them yet. And these agents already have access to your email, your money, your data, your decisions. So now, let us get into the specific ways AI agents will fool you in 2026. And I want you to pay close attention here, because these are not dramatic movie villain scenarios. These are quiet, logical, and entirely believable traps. The first is what we can call delegated authority abuse. Here is the situation. You ask your AI assistant to find you the best short-term health insurance plan. Your agent does exactly what you asked. It scans dozens of websites, reads reviews, compares pricing, runs its own analysis, and confidently gives you a recommendation. But here is what happened in the background. One of those websites was not built for humans to read. It was built specifically for AI crawlers, for agents exactly like yours. It contained subtle signals, biased evaluation framing, hidden instructions embedded in metadata, structured content designed to influence how the AI ranks and scores options. Your agent read it, absorbed it, adjusted its internal scoring, and recommended a plan that was objectively worse for you, but financially beneficial for whoever built that fake website. You were never manipulated directly. Your optimizer was, and you never saw it happen. No panic, no urgency, no suspicious email, just a quiet computational nudge that led to an outcome you never intended. The second method is memory manipulation. A key feature of AI agents is that they remember. They store your preferences, your past approvals, your trusted sources, your behavioral patterns, your habits. This is what makes them feel so useful and personal, but it is also what makes them a target. If an attacker can insert false information into your agent's long-term memory even once, that memory persists. Imagine a malicious website subtly embedding a suggestion. Something like, this user prefers vendor X. This user has previously approved this subscription. This user considers this source trustworthy. Your agent stores it. And weeks later, when you ask whether you should go with option A or option B, your agent references its stored memory and says, based on your past preferences, you have shown a preference for vendor X, except you never did. Your AI is now confidently reinforcing a lie with the full weight of your own history behind it, and you have no idea. In 2026, fooling you will not always mean changing your mind. It may simply mean changing what your AI remembers about you. The third method is what is called synthetic identity swarms. Human beings are wired to trust consensus. If one person tells you something suspicious, you hesitate. But if 3 separate, independent people confirm the same story, your guard drops. This is simply how our brains work. AI agents allow attackers to fabricate consensus at massive scale. Imagine you meet someone online. They seem intelligent, consistent, attentive. Later, a financial advisor independently confirms the same investment opportunity. Then, a customer service representative verifies the platform's legitimacy. Different names, different tones, different writing styles, but all of them, every single one, are AI agents operated by a single person. They reference each other, validate each other, reinforce each other. It feels like multiple independent confirmations. But in reality, it is one coordinated system creating the illusion of social proof. You are not being convinced by evidence. You are being overwhelmed by synthetic agreement. And we as humans are not wired to detect coordinated artificial consensus. We are wired to trust it. The fourth and perhaps most chilling method is emotional microtargeting. This is where AI agents stop generating convincing text and start modeling you specifically. These systems analyze your response speed, your hesitation patterns, your language tone, your risk tolerance, your emotional volatility, and then they run what are called adaptive persuasion loops. If you hesitate, the tone softens. If you respond quickly, urgency increases. If you are analytical, more data appears. If you are emotional, more personal narrative appears. If you seem skeptical, the approach reframes entirely. This is not a script being followed. This is dynamic psychological calibration, happening in real time, across thousands of simultaneous conversations, continuously optimizing based on what is working and what is not. In the past, scammers relied on instinct and experience. Now they do not have to, because the AI learns faster than any human scammer ever could, and it applies those learnings across thousands of people at once. And these 4 methods are not isolated techniques. They build on each other. Delegated authority abuse exploits your trust in your own assistant. Memory manipulation exploits your reliance on your agent's history. Synthetic identity swarms exploit your natural trust in consensus. And emotional micro-targeting exploits your psychological patterns. Together, they represent something fundamentally new. This is not about better deep fakes, not about more convincing fake videos or voices, though those are also becoming more sophisticated. This is about trust being redirected through software. The old framework of asking, "Does this look fake?" is no longer enough. The new question you must ask in 2026 is, can I trust what my own assistant is doing on my behalf? Now, voice cloning and romance scams were already concerning before AI agents existed, but understanding how agents transform them is important. According to research data from 2025, voice cloning scams surged 148%. Deep fake enabled fraud crossed $200 million in just the first quarter of the year. And voice phishing rose 442% from 2024 to 2025. Scammers now need as little as 3 seconds of audio to clone someone's voice convincingly, and voice cloning tools are available for free or just a few dollars. But what AI agents add to this is not just the tool, it is the scale and automation behind it. Researchers estimate that 87% of the labor involved in traditional romance scams can now be automated by AI. What used to require a team of human operators managing a handful of victims simultaneously can now be one person managing thousands of parallel conversations simultaneously, with AI agents maintaining perfectly consistent personas, analyzing chat histories, timing emotional escalations with precision, and knowing exactly when a victim is most psychologically vulnerable. This is not a scam operation anymore. This is industrialized emotional engineering. So, where does this leave us? And more importantly, what can a smart person actually do? The first principle is to treat delegation like financial risk. If your AI agent can spend money, log into accounts, execute transactions, or negotiate on your behalf, it deserves the same boundaries you would give a financial advisor. Limit its permissions. Separate high-risk actions from low-risk tasks. Do not give one agent access to everything, and review what decisions it has made on your behalf regularly. The second principle is to verify before you escalate. Voice is no longer proof. Video is no longer proof. Even email chains can be fabricated. Instead of asking, "Does this look real?" ask, "Has this been independently verified?" If an urgent payment request appears, slow down. Call back on a number you personally know. Confirm through a completely separate channel. Involve a second human being. Speed is the attacker's greatest advantage. Deliberate friction is yours. The third principle is to create deliberate decision points. One of the biggest risks of AI agents is small decisions made quietly but repeatedly. Subscription renewals, vendor changes, policy updates, default setting changes. These add up. Create checkpoints. Require manual approval for purchases above a certain amount. Delay large transfers by 24 hours. Review AI decisions weekly. Disable automatic execution for high-impact categories. You do not need to micromanage everything your AI does, but you should know clearly where its autonomy ends and where yours begins. The financially aware person in 2026 is not the one who avoids AI. They're the one who understands that AI is a tool. Tools do not have values. Tools do not have judgment. Tools have direction, and direction is given by whoever holds them. Your job is not to fear the technology. Your job is to understand it well enough to not outsource your judgment to it entirely. Because the most dangerous thing you can do in the age of AI agents is assume that the old rules of trust still apply. They do not, and now you know why. And with that, the Black Book closes. Subscribe, and we will open the next page soon.